Go.
I'm going to put $1 on it from Tokyo, Japan. Let's say good morning to the Smashing Pumpkins. Hello.
Or not.
Give me your buck, man.
Good thing I didn't put $1 on it.
Put your $1 on it. We can either grab Scott Mason and have him come in, or we can play one more quick song and try to work it out.
We'll do that, because you just had him, right?
This place blows.
I know. We'll figure it out, though. We got it. We're
Okay.
gonna figure it out.
I think they're here. I think maybe I don't push the wrong thing.
I don't know if they have their headphones on.
They may not. That's right.
They were alternative.
They're still alternative.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about live from Tokyo, Japan, in a studio on a satellite with a little bit of delay, but we're going to try to work it out. Say hi to the Smashing Pumpkins right here.
Word.
You know, we sound better with delay.
We're actually
More delay.
We're actually in Canoga Park.
I'm sorry. Did somebody there say word?
Yes.
We're in the valley.
Yes.
We're actually in the valley.
Now, what are you guys doing in Japan? You have a show there, I guess?
We've taken this country by storm.
Yeah.
We had to play live at the Budokan.
Speaking of Cheap Trick, now was that very cool playing in that very famous venue?
Absolutely.
It was pretty awesome.
I know that I talked to the guys in Cheap Trick last month, and they were telling me that there's some vibe about that place. There's just some places that are more than a concert hall, and there's an energy, and there's something going on, and I guess the Japanese fans are legendary for how much they love their rock and roll, and everybody seems to enjoy themselves when they play there.
Yeah.
There's something about well-oiled sumo wrestlers backstage. Just get you going before the show.
All right, so we got Billy there, and I heard a little bit of Darcy, and we were wondering if today is the day that we're actually going to hear James speak, because we have never been privy to that before.
You couldn't hear him? He was just speaking.
I was just speaking. I said word.
He was word. He was word. Okay.
We did hear the word, yes.
All I know is the last time we saw you guys was at that last Batman movie premiere, and James ran about as fast, as far away from us as he could when he saw us coming with the microphone. So I didn't know if we'd have him talk to us.
I was just frightened of microphones and technology at that point in my life.
He heard your names were Bark and Mean.
Well, listen, guys.
I didn't know it was you, though.
That's all right. No problem.
Congratulations on Adore. I don't know what your expectations were for it, but it certainly seems to be well received around the world, huh?
We're happy with it. Not everyone we know is, but we're happy with it.
All the time.
You know, I read some interviews that you were talking about the pressure that everybody else seemed to be putting on you about this new album, and trying to figure out what direction you were going and make sure it's the right direction for the follow-up. And how annoying is that?
They're only hurting themselves.
Totally annoying. Super annoying.
What was your plan when you went into the studio to make this new record? Was the goal originally to make something completely different, or did it just work out sounding not like your other records?
Completely different from this.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. No, the goal was to do something different, but you know, we wanted to make sure it was within the spirit of how we've always made our music, which is just to be ourselves and to not worry about trends and who's cool and what's up and what's down. And you know, now that we've become this popular rock band, now we're supposed to continue to play a certain type of rock and roll, which is not how we started, because we did the opposite of what everyone was doing 10 years ago, and then we ended up being a big band. But now that we're a big band, we're supposed to stay the same. It just gets very confusing.
And was the original goal to take out a lot of the guitars that you had on in your last project? Because you don't have a tremendous amount of guitars on this one.
Yeah, we actually talked about it before Melancholy, that Melancholy be our last major rock opus.
You got to tell them the secret.
What's the secret?
It's even a secret.
We're going to reveal a little known fact right now.
All right, what is it?
Jimmy Chamberlain played all the heavy guitars.
Is that right? I see.
That's right.
That explains it then.
Wow, that's a surprise to us.
Well, this is it's a tremendous album. I'm sure you, did you guys care whether it was a #1 album or not? Because I know that Master P ripped you off there for a week.
Yeah, well, we give props to Master P.
Well, you have to. You have to, pretty much. Tell us what the tour is like. Everybody in Los Angeles is excited. The tickets are going on sale here on Saturday. The shows are at the Universal Amphitheater coming up next week. What kind of show are you putting together? Is it a pretty good mix of old and new? Are you predominantly doing the new record, or a lot of surprises, or new songs, or what?
Predominantly new, but we've been just shocked and just so enthusiastic about how well received it's been by the audiences. It's been amazing.
It's by far the best received album as far as playing live a new album playing live with people going crazy for it.
Really?
Literally the
Yeah,
most
by
fun
far.
tours, the most fun shows we've ever played.
And you kind of did this album without the idea of a major tour in mind, right? I mean, you didn't put together songs
Without
you
a
thought
tour
would.
at all.
Yeah.
We didn't think we'd tour at all on this record.
Yeah, the idea is just to kind of, be crazy for 4 months and then go back to the studio. So, so far it's been incredible. I mean, we've been doing all these weird, like, Guggenheim Museum and amusement parks and outs last night, today out last night. I'm so tired. It's so late here. I'm so confused. Today we played, like, outside at this college, It's just been, it's mostly fun
truck.
stuff. But the idea for America is to pretty much just do the album, and then maybe in the encore, if we get one, we'll do some old songs. But pretty much we're just going to do the album.
Well, I know that a lot of people were surprised when the announcement was made that it was Universal Amphitheater. You certainly had your pick of venues here in Southern California. Why did you choose a place so small?
We didn't want to. We'd already done it.
Master P's at the Forum.
Masterpiece at the Forum.
You didn't want to what you were saying, James?
Well, we did. We don't. I can't comment after that.
Okay.
I mean, we'd already done an arena tour before, and this really isn't like an arena rock album. Although the way we're kind of playing it now, it's a lot more electric. But we wanted to keep it a little smaller and just more intimate. Not like a 100-seat club, but just a theater-sized place.
That's the perfect venue for this record,
Right.
I just want to go on the rides.
Universal, get there early. Batman, right?
Yeah.
We had the chance to see you at Universal a couple of years ago when you played the KROQ Acoustic Christmas Show, and man, that is a treat to see a band like yours that close and personal, especially at this stage in your career. You guys are in a recording studio right now, or a radio station, or what?
Recording studio.
We
on the street.
We got a chance to hear you
On the truck.
warming up a little bit, and it sounds like you're ready to play.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know about that.
You weren't supposed to hear that.
All right, here's what let's do. Let's take a quick break and come back in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then you guys can play a song for us live.
Groovy.
All right.
Groovy. That's what I like to hear.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Word.
Live
Thank you, James.
in Tokyo, Japan when we come back. All right, it's 8:24 now on the world famous KROQ. We are talking live in Tokyo, Japan with the Smashing Pumpkins, who are in a recording studio. Hello, guys. Can you hear us again?
You should see the traffic in Tokyo if you think it's bad in LA.
Is that right?
That's what I've heard, yeah. But
There's no diamond lane over here.
no. Well, we got James,
carpool.
we got Darcy, we got Billy. Who's playing drums for you this morning?
This guy.
Okay, good.
All right.
No, Kenny
Some
Aronoff.
bald guy.
Kenny Aronoff, one of rock's
Kenny
legendary
Aronoff
drummers.
of,
The
good
Smashing
man.
Pumpkins, by the way, are as we have mentioned, tickets are going on sale Saturday morning at 10. They're coming to town next week, but we got them for a few minutes this morning on the satellite. We're going to try to include your phone calls if you want to call right now, 1-800-520-1067. If you have any questions that aren't dumb or trite, we'll try to pass them along to the band. And you guys,
Are there any questions like that?
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Billy, was that you?
It's happened.
Is that you playing the piano on this album? And I just heard a minute ago playing.
No, I'm not playing piano tonight, but it's me on the album, yeah.
It is you on the album, I see. Yeah, because I hear. I mean, it's not what. Again, going back to what we were talking about a minute ago. People don't think of you sitting down at the piano and playing pretty little songs. Sometimes it's surprising to reconcile your previous image with what we're hearing on this record. But it sounds terrific. What are you going to do for us first this morning?
This is the first song of the album. It's called To Sheila.
Great. Let's hear it live from Tokyo, Japan. It's the Smashing Pumpkins on the world famous KROQ.
Twilight fades on blistered Avalon. The sky's cruel torch on aching Audubon into the uncertain divine. We scream into the last divide. You make me You make me strong as I feel. You make me real. Sheila rides on crashing nightingale. Intake eyes, we pass in vapor trail. Blushing brilliance alive, because it's time to arrive. You make me real. You make strong as I feel. You make me real. Lately I just can't seem to believe it's got my friends to change the scenery. It meant the world to hold a bruising feet, but now it's just a matter of grace. A summer storm graces all of me. Highway worn, sing silent poetry, and I could bring you the light and take you home into the night. Lately I just can't seem to believe it's got my friends to change the scenery. It meant the world to hold a bruising feet, but now it's just a matter of grace.
How about that? Smashing Pumpkins live from Tokyo, Japan on the world famous KROQ on 6.7 KROQ.
Guys, that sounded terrific. Thank you. That sounded great.
Oh, thank you.
Word, James?
Word.
Yeah, word, right.
Thank you, Mike.
We've heard that you're giving all the money from the U.S. portion of the tour that's coming up. I guess it's like 16 dates or something like that, to various charities. Everything from Make-A-Wish Foundation in Chicago to the 5 Acres Boys and Girls Club here in Los Angeles. What's the impetus behind that, guys?
Impetus.
Well, you know, it's like if you ever watch CNN, you know, it's like every day it's like the president and everything's going to hell and everybody sucks and everything's stupid, and you know, just we're personally just kind of tired of all the negativity that goes on. And you know, as far as like Generation X goes, I think we have a responsibility to kind of stand up for something, for a change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we musically expressed a lot of things in the early 90s that was, the result of our years, as children. And so I think it's now kind of in a weird way we have to kind of turn around and hold some responsibility to the next generation and not just like say, well, everything sucks, have a good life, but actually do something about it and kind of symbolically as well as financially stand up for some things that are important. Most of the stuff we're doing is children's related, and that's basically where we're putting our focus.
Well,
So
Kevin and I
it's
can't...
definitely non-political.
Right. Kevin and I cannot at all get into giving back. We don't grasp that concept. But we're glad that you're doing it. And actually, we want to take a call real quick from Jessica. She is calling from Whittier this morning. And I think Jessica has some what is it, Jessica? You used to live at 5 Acres?
Yes, I used to live at 5 Acres in Altadena, and it was a group home for boys and girls. And I just wanted to say, what you're doing is really good. And that place, I lived there when I was I remember 11, 12, and it really helped me because at that time I didn't have any family. But they had so much to offer, like different activities, and it was a big part of my life. And I just wanted to say thanks.
Hey, Jessica, I'm glad you called in with that. If you hang on, we're going to give you a pair of tickets to go to the concert.
Oh, thanks.
How about that? Because they're coming to Universal next Wednesday and Thursday. Tickets go on sale this weekend, but for calling in, we want to make sure you have a pair, okay?
Thank you very much.
That's terrific. Yeah, it's funny, Billy. We on this show, you've been on the show before. We don't do a lot of serious stuff, but there are people out there who really have it tough, have tough lives, and not a lot of good things come their way. So it's very special what you're doing with the money here in Los Angeles. We appreciate that.
That's a good thing to hear, that phone call, because we have lists and lists and lists of different charities to choose from, and you're just really hoping that you're picking the one, it's hard to choose between them, and it's a good thing to hear that we're choosing one that's doing a good job.
Great. The Smashing Pumpkins live in Tokyo, Japan. You guys can hang out for a little bit longer. We want to hear some more music. We've got a bunch more phone calls. We need to take another quick break, but if you guys can hang out and when we come back, give us another song. What do you think?
Cool.
All right.
Yep.
I like chatting.
You like chatting too? All right, we'll do both. More with the Smashing Pumpkins from Tokyo when we come back.
The KROQ Music News. brought to you by-
0.7 KROQ, and it's the Kevin and Bean Show at 8:38. We have in Tokyo, Japan, the Smashing Pumpkins, and they are in a recording studio, and they are ready to play, I believe.
What number are you going to do for us on K-Rock right now, guys?
Oh, we're back?
Yes, we are back for more.
Okay.
I got a sheet of paper here that says jokes.
Are you going to do some stand-up for us here?
So
Japanese guy walks into a bar, one of those?
Why the long face?
Exactly.
That's my favorite. Billy, you must be some sort of a giant person over there in Japan. You're about my height, aren't you? Like around 6'5", something like that?
People do stop and stare.
I bet they do.
They worship you just because of your height.
All right, let's. We're gonna take a few more phone calls.
Remember when we were young, we heard that about Kiss, that they were huge because they were so big,
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
like physically big.
Because they were big.
Yeah, it was like that. They always said the part of the reason for Kiss's success in Japan was because they were bigger than everyone else.
And they would
swear to God.
Oh, they were successful because they were so big. I thought you meant they were big because they were big.
I'm confused.
Because they were just...
Listen, I've known her for almost 11 years, and I still don't understand.
Just smile and nod. All right, you guys going to play a song here, or you want to take some more phone calls? It's your call.
Let's go phone calls first.
More
All
phone
right,
calls.
let's take a few
We got to
phone calls.
warm up here. We got to warm
I
up.
second the motion.
All right.
Okay. Geez, we got a lot. We got everybody's calling in. Where do you want to start, Kevin?
Yeah, let's just start at the beginning and run them down.
All right.
Jenny in Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
You're talking to the Smashing Pumpkins in Tokyo, Japan.
Oh my God, right now. Hello?
Yeah, make sure you have your radio turned down, Jenny. There's part of your problem right there. It's funny, we can't handle Jenny in L.A. yet.
Hello?
The Pumpkins are fine in Tokyo. Yeah, go ahead, Jenny. You're on the air.
You guys, I love you. You guys are so great. I just want to let you know that, but Billy?
We love you.
Domo.
We love you too.
Billy, I think you're so gorgeous and so fine. I hope I can see you guys on, when is it? Now on Wednesday? Oh my God.
Do you have a question, Jenny?
Yes, I have a question. Sorry. Back when Melancholy came out, you guys had mentioned that Billy, you were going to write a book. Are you still going to do that?
I think Marilyn Manson pretty much covered it in his book.
He stole all your material?
Pretty much.
All right.
Pretty much.
All right, let's take another one. This is Lisa in Los Angeles. Hello.
Hi, you guys. Your music is really, really beautiful, and your new album is incredible. And I also think what you're doing is really incredible, donating all that money. A lot of people don't do that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. I'm also like a really big Cure fan, and on one of the Cure emailing lists, there's discussion about the reference to 17 Seconds on your new album.
Right.
And I was sort of curious about that. If it has to do with the Cure or what it has to do with, because there's the Cure song 17 Seconds.
Right. Well, I was aware of that particular thing, but that's not necessarily what I was thinking. I figured that maybe people would draw that kind of comparison, but that's fine. It's all good, you know. We're big.
There is or is not a connection.
There is not a connection, but there is a connection.
Well, I get it. That's kind of on the Cure side.
There's a connection to the Cure, but not a connection with that particular song.
Right. Well, that makes sense to me.
All right.
As long as you two know what you're talking about.
Now I don't know anything. I don't know what Darcy's talking about. I know what Billy's talking about. I don't know what Lisa's talking about. All right, so I'm out.
Thanks for calling. We appreciate it.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Let's go to Anna in Westchester. Go ahead.
Hi. Oh my gosh. I'm so nervous. I love you guys. But, okay, I have a quick question. I read in an interview in Guitar Magazine that Billy said that he thought his voice was like kind of a problem, like it kind of limited them or something. And I heard he was taking singing lessons. So I was wondering, like, if you really, really think that is a big problem, and if you plan to continue on taking lessons.
Right. Well, I'm kind of going through an insecure phase with my voice.
Dude, who should be going through an insecure phase with their voice less than you?
Okay.
Well, you know,
For God's sake.
I don't know what else to say about it. I'm just insecure right now.
Well, isn't there a point, Billy, where you go, hey, I just sold, 10 million albums. Maybe my voice is not a problem for other people. Perhaps. I don't know. All right, Anna, thank you for the call.
That's what my girlfriend says, but
That's strange.
she's crazy too.
I guess.
She sounds a lot like Billy.
Yeah.
Right, I got you. Right.
Rick in Whittier, hello.
Hello?
Hi, go ahead. You're on talking to the Smashing Pumpkins in Tokyo, Japan.
Pumpkins, you rule. You have no idea how your music has helped me. Well, my question is, I like all your different sounds, but I read in a press release saying that the next record is going to be a hard rock record, but since then I haven't heard anything more about that.
Is there even any thought on the next record yet, guys?
It's because we don't know anything more about that.
Yeah, one of our managers decided to tell the world that we're going to make a rock album for the next album. We haven't really decided what we're going to do. I mean, for us, Adore is the first album in what hopefully will be a series of albums where we try to go in different directions. I mean, we feel we've done the classic rock band, 3 albums.
Our manager, he put that statement out. He's under some kind of crazy impression that he's going to be writing the next record. we got to straighten him out.
Well, if you're true to formula, though, isn't the plan that you come out with a a greatest hits album and then a live album and then you break up? I mean, that's really where you're headed, right?
Thanks.
Well,
Thanks for the support.
We've pretty much got 3 of the 5 major cliches down.
All right,
Okay.
We've got 2 more to go.
All right, we'll look forward to that. Let's.
Oh, really?
Want to hear a song?
Yeah, we want to hear a song.
That would be great.
Okay.
It's amazing. We were listening to that last 2 Sheila, and you can't even really tell that Ginger Spice isn't with the group anymore. I mean, you've really done a good job of covering for that.
No. We've invited her to join our band.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Out there.
All right, the Smashing Pumpkins are live in Tokyo, Japan, and you guys are going to do what song now?
This is a real weeper. It's called Perfect.
Perfect.
On KROQ.
And I know we're just like old friends. We just can't pretend that lovers make amends. We are reasons so unreal can't help but feel that something has been lost. But please, you know you're just like me. Next time, I promise we'll be perfect. Perfect. Strangers down the line, lovers out of time, memories unwind. So far, I still know who you are, but now I wonder who I was. Angel, you know it's not the end. We'll always be good friends, but the letters have been sent on. So please, you always were so free. You'll see, I promise we'll be perfect. Perfect. Strangers when we meet, strangers on the street, lovers while we sleep. Perfect. You know this has to be. You always were so free. You promised that you'd be perfect. Perfect. Just you and me.
That
was a great version of that song.
That was outstanding. That was beautiful. Thank you for that.
We actually played a song with no mistakes.
That was great.
That was something.
It's 106.7 KROQ, KROQ. We've got the Smashing Pumpkins on the satellite live from Tokyo, Japan. And we need to take another break. I hope we're not finished. We want to spend a lot more time with you guys.
It's hot Tokyo night. We stay with you.
Beautiful. All night. It's only 3 o'clock here.
All right. 1-800-520-1067 is toll-free number here at KROQ. If you want to talk to the Smashing Pumpkins, we'll take some more phone calls, and we'll come back with some more live music next on KROQ. And live from Tokyo, Japan, we have the Smashing Pumpkins in a recording studio.
Coming up in the... Yes, go ahead, Billy.
Sorry.
Yeah, coming up in the 9 o'clock hour here on KROQ. Don't forget, we're still giving away more tickets to go see Pearl Jam, too. And if you missed our interview with George Clooney earlier today, we'll have some highlights of that coming up later on, too. Hey, I wanted to ask you, Pumpkins kids, you've been out of the country now doing this European tour and Asian tour. Were you gone when the Chicago Bulls won the championship again?
Yeah, that was
we were there
really
in spirit.
Oh, that must have really bummed you out. Because I remember you guys were hanging out a lot with the team and the parties and everything last year when they won it.
Listen, trying to see an NBA Finals game in Russia is like they got to get that together. And the NBA is not as big globally as it thinks it is.
No, it turns out
in Russia, no one knew that there was any kind of game.
Yeah.
They know Michael Jordan, but they had no idea what game.
Yeah.
We tried to get them to fly to Russia.
It's all about the damn World Cup.
Out there.
Yeah,
exactly. Sure. You know, Billy, we had Dennis Rodman on our show on Friday, and
he's a loose cannon.
Yes, he is. and I was wondering because you're I guess kind of friends with him, have hung out with him. Is he ever? Do you ever have any idea what he's talking about, or is he always in his own little world?
He manages to muster somewhat of a different public persona than he is privately, which is not to say he's phony. I think he just kind of turns it on a little more when he's in public. He's actually a very, very shy person, and to hang out with him is to... He's definitely like one for the corner.
He's a piece of work, I'll tell you that. He's a piece of work. All right, let's take a few more phone calls. 1-800-520-1067. That is the telephone number here at KROQ, and it's incredible knowing our engineering staff that we are able to take phone calls here in L.A. that the Pumpkins can hear in Tokyo, but let's try some more.
Let's try Aaron in Inglewood.
Hi.
Hi there, you're on with the Pumpkins.
I have a question for Billy.
Go ahead.
You say that you're taking your music in different directions, and I read that Siamese Dreams is more about your relationship with Chris. And
whoa, we're getting a little personal.
It's very important that I know this. I have to know this.
That would be my ex-wife.
This isn't really Chris talking. Is
Yeah,
it?
right.
Chris, I wish.
This kind of sounds like her.
Melancholy is very aggressive, and Adore is also very, very mellow. And I just wanted to know if it has anything with you being in love.
Wow.
It's a little heavy, huh? It's just, Billy's my God, you have to understand it. I just have to know this.
Well, it has to do with sex.
If you only knew.
Well, it's the age-old question is, how much of what's going on in your personal life is reflected in the album that you then put out, I guess, is what Aaron's asking.
Right. I think I use my personal life as a way for me to better understand bigger issues. So like if I'm talking about, my marriage or my divorce or whatever, I'm only using it as its own kind of third-party example of the way that things work. I'm not always talking about myself. Everybody thinks I'm always going on about myself. It's not really like that,
Okay.
But yeah, the second album is we'll put it this way: the second album helped pay for the divorce.
I see. Well, that's good.
All right, Aaron. Hey,
So there's your insight.
There you go. Glad you got through. Thank you for that call.
All right, let's go to Adrian in Van Nuys.
Hi. My question is, what made you choose the particular charity that you chose for the benefit at the amphitheater?
Again, going back to the 5 acres again, we're talking about.
Well, we basically had our management put together a list of noteworthy charities in each city, and then we just kind of went through and tried to pick. It's not to say one is better than the other. We tried to pick a diverse set of charities for the entire country, and so everything came with good recommendations and things like that. And we're trying to symbolically spotlight different kinds of issues. So in one city maybe it's terminally ill, in another city maybe it's sexual abuse, in another city it's homeless and drug abuse. Just to try to get a potpourri, so to speak.
It's very difficult to choose one over another. Sometimes, in fact, we just chose specific ones because it was pointed out to us that these certain ones were usually overlooked.
Right.
So we would choose those.
Hey, I know that we had never heard of this one until your concert came up, and by all accounts, all the research we looked into it, it sounds like a very reputable, good organization. So you're accomplishing what your goal is.
Doesn't even exist.
Right. All right. Thank you for the call. We appreciate that. Guys, tell me a little bit about what it's been like trying to put on a free concert in your hometown of Chicago. I understand that they weren't as thrilled about the idea as y'all were.
It's very hard.
No, they were thrilled.
The people were thrilled.
No. The city government was actually really into it, and then something just changed.
What changed?
We're not really sure.
They became afraid.
Somebody got cold feet, and I think it simply came down to if something bad came of the concert, something
Crowd control.
Kids went crazy, kicked a horse or something. That the person who was responsible for making the decision couldn't stand behind the decision.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of... Chicago's a very heavily charged political city, and the decision couldn't stand behind the decision.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of... Chicago's a very heavily charged political city, and basically we were done by politics because when the Bulls won, there was 300,000 people in the same park.
That's exactly what I was... That's exactly what my next question was.
There's no way we're going to draw 300,000 people.
Right, and that was fine, and it was city sanctioned, and it went off without a hitch, as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we played in Chicago, we did 3 shows at what would be the the Forum.
Right.
So we did 60,000 people, which is a lot of people, but that's not 300,000 people.
Right.
we didn't do 14 shows, and if we weren't a rock band, we'd be playing, we'd be doing the show. So
I got you.
It's a very, very sad situation. We understand the politics and everything, but there's not many Smashing Pumpkins from Chicago, if you know what I mean. It's like it's our 10th anniversary this year, and everything just seemed to line up. It was people were so totally excited about the idea, and then just the wind blew cold.
It seems odd that you're a band that's achieved what you guys have. You're ready to just go out and do something free. You'd think
would be great for the city, great for morale, great for everybody.
Who knew that would even be difficult?
I think
we might get a little more support.
Yeah.
I think the thing that upsets us the most is, we consider ourselves, in a way, ambassadors for Chicago. I mean, we go all over the world. People ask us about our hometown, and we have nothing but nice things to say about it. So, who better represents the city than the Bulls and the Pumpkins? I mean, that's pretty much the two most known entities out of Chicago at this point. And the Bulls ain't doing any free concerts anytime soon. So.
And Oprah. No, that's true. They're not.
They'd let Oprah do a free concert. Let me tell you, no one crosses Oprah.
Wait a second. Oprah's not from Chicago.
Oh, all right.
Oh, she's not. Okay.
Important distinction there. I can tell by Billy's voice. That was. All right. Can you guys play another song here?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Wait, are you ready to rock?
Yeah.
That's what we want to know.
Absolutely.
That's what the kids are asking right now.
Smashing Pumpkins in Tokyo, Japan, live on the world famous KROQ.
And then the dumb silence.
Drinking
There you go. I think we know that one.
You got some rock and roll.
That sounds great. We have to take a quick break for some news and sports here, guys. I know with the time difference working in our favor, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Do you mind sticking around for another segment?
No problem.
You know, we have about 55 minutes, and I think we're going to try and keep you the entire time.
You're doing our show for us.
So prepare yourselves. It is 9:00.
Well, the last time
the
last time I was on, I did your show for you.
Yeah, you did. That's correct.
Well, a lot of people don't realize Billy writes most of our material. He faxes it to us in the morning from wherever he is in the world, and we just read a script. It has worked out great. He's been our silent partner for 9 years.
More with the Smashing Pumpkins live in Tokyo, Japan when we come back on KROQ. In the Book of Manners. Satellite Live, the Smashing Pumpkins.
Hey, guys, are you still with us?
Ja.
Terrific. You mentioned a minute ago that you played Russia. Was that for real?
No. It was virtual. We were just,
when I was looking at your tour schedule, I'd seen, you played in France and Germany and Sweden, places like that. I did not know did you actually play concerts in Russia? And if so, what was that like? What do the Russians know of Smashing Pumpkins music?
What little they know it well.
Yeah. So it went over really well?
It was great. It was absolutely just like...
They were pretty enthusiastic.
Yeah, but it's almost impossible to go there. I mean, you can go there much easier than, say, 10 years ago, but it's still almost impossible.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, but it was awesome. I mean, it's like why we're in a rock band. It's like people like yes.
All right, 1-800-520-1067. That is the telephone number. It is toll-free to you, although you actually get to talk to Japan. You don't have to pay for it. We got a bunch more calls on hold in our remaining minutes with the Smashing Pumpkins.
Scott in Hawthorne, go ahead.
Hey, Billy, this is Scott. I think you're God. I mean, you're the best band in the world, and I'd like to say that, you guys are really awesome. And I was just wondering about this Fairy project that I heard on the net with you and Manson and Twiggy, and I was wondering if it's going to go through or what.
Right. Somehow we never seem to find time to record together. They're too busy being crazy, and we're too busy working hard. So somehow it never worked out. But I think we're going to do something eventually, But, the thing I'll say about it, and by the way, thank you for your compliment. The check is in the mail. The thing that's crazy just about, the association that we've had, say, just with Marilyn Manson, it was unbelievable, the negative reaction that we had from people.
Yeah.
How dare you even talk to them? And we just thought it was the most insanely ludicrous thing,
Did that make you want to do it more?
No, I mean, we're friends with people because we're friends with people. I mean, if we're gonna not like somebody because some kid thinks that we're he's Satan or something, and that's insane. That's just so silly.
Hey, have you heard any of the new Marilyn Manson record? Because what I've been reading says that it's going to be just great and huge.
I heard a lot of the songs in kind of demo stages, and everything I heard was fantastic. I mean, it's like totally the next step beyond the beyond. So I'm excited for their album. I'm excited for the whole album.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah, I understand that you co-wrote some of the songs with Courtney on that, right?
I don't know. Read it on the net. That's all I got to say.
Man, I'll tell you, there have been 100 different reports on that, from you co-wrote it, to you produced it, to you actually sang the songs, to who knows what the hell went on.
I mean, it's as simple as, for whatever, a month in L.A. sometime, last year, we got together and just played, helped them with some of their songs, helped write some songs, and then ever since then it's been out of my hands, but it's not been out of my hands in terms of, the public. But,
right.
But, basically it's just I helped some people get their record together, but it's going to be turned into this big political brouhaha,
Mm-hmm.
But of course,
they try to make
it's Courtney,
Right, they try to make everything a feud.
Anything with Courtney is like a tornado.
That is true.
Well, that is true, and what is also true is with the advent of the internet in the last few years, there's no such thing as a rumor that pops up and then just quietly dies. Everything goes around the globe 15 times and gets everybody else's interpretation and is added to, and it's incredible how fast things get blown out of proportion. I know that for a fact.
Well, what's really frightening is all the journalists now in the foreign countries read the internet. So when we do interviews, the first 5 questions are, what were you thinking about the album, blah, blah, blah. 6th question, I read on the internet that, and then all the questions after that are all based on the rumors on the internet.
Right.
That's right.
So
Well,
it's not. It has a global impact because then you just end up doing spin doctoring around the world about. No, it's not true. I am a falcon, not an eagle.
And do you spend
whatever the?
Do you spend a lot more time than you'd like slapping down rumor after rumor after rumor that just?
It seems like that's all we do these days. It's really unfortunate, because we feel we've made this really beautiful record that's very courageous in light of this, like big pressure. We're supposed to make another big rock album. We do what we want to do, and rather than being rewarded and encouraged to continue to be different, people are just basically going on about drugs, death, and whatever else seems to light their fancy.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have a couple more questions on hold that are actually about songs on the record. I don't know, you can go to Vicky or Sean or Samira, any of them are all calling about songs on Adore, which is from the Pumpkins and is in stores right now, of course.
Sean.
Yeah, I have a question for Billy. That song To Sheila is like my favorite song off of the new album, and I was wondering, who did you write it for? Or like, what was the backbone of it?
Well, there is no Sheila. Sheila doesn't exist.
There is a Sharona, let's remember, so that confuses a lot of people.
And I have another question, if I can ask it.
Okay,
go ahead.
When I heard that you weren't going to release any singles with this album, but then I saw in the store, like, Ava Adore had a single with, like, 2 other songs, because I heard that you said that you wanted, like, only the people at the concerts to experience, like, the B-sides of this album.
Right.
Now,
That
are you
sounds
going to
like another
release
one
more
of
singles?
Internet kind of things.
Yeah, that's not the
Yeah,
case.
I mean, we never said we weren't going to release singles. I think what I was trying to say is that, we did 28 B-sides on Melancholy, which it's got to be some kind of world record. And, we did maybe 13 to 15 B-sides for Siamese Dream. It just seemed like we were spending a lot of our energy on B-sides, which is great, and we love to do it, but at some point, it seemed like we should put more of our energy into making another record. So that's why we're starting again in September to make another album. And so, there'll maybe be, 6 or 7 B-sides off this album. We're doing a lot of remixes and stuff. So,
well, you guys have always had tremendous taste in cover versions, too. I mean, Landslide, obviously, was an enormous hit for us here on KROQ. I guess You're Never Let Me Down Again is going to end up on the Depeche Mode tribute album coming out later this year. And a lot of people went out and bought that the big Aeroplane box set just because of some of your cover versions of Cars songs and some of the others. You guys do some great numbers. It seems like you enjoy doing those too.
Yeah. No, it's fun, but it's always that weird thing. Like we never feel we do it better than the original.
Right.
It's funny you should say that. We have a special surprise for you.
Oh, you do?
Oh, good.
Smashing Pumpkins. Is it this next song?
As we're waving goodbye.
Okay.
All right, we got
Whenever you want us to wave goodbye.
A big farewell number from the Pumpkins coming up.
Wave goodbye now. The Smashing Pumpkins live from Tokyo, Japan. Thank you very much for taking your time out. This afternoon for you, but this morning for us.
We should also mention again, the shows are next week, Wednesday and Thursday at the Universal Amphitheater. Hey, do you have an opening act, by the way, for those shows next week?
Are you kicking us off the air already?
Oh, no, if you want to
not
stay.
All. Not at all.
If you'll answer some more questions, we'll take some more.
Yeah, we'd like to answer some more.
All right, good.
How about that one?
Your questions we don't know about, but the fans.
Do you know if someone is going to be opening for you next week, or is it going to be an evening with the Smashing Pumpkins?
We've got Perry Farrell and a flamethrower.
Wow.
I don't know. It's some kind of weird thing like that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think most of the shows we're not using an opening act, mainly because, as usual, we're playing kind of long, and because a lot of the music is kind of quieter, it just seems that if you put a band on the top, it just seems to wear people down more, and it makes it harder for people to enjoy that, that seventh ballad.
Right, makes it a long night, sure. Anyway, tickets again go on sale Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Let's try to squeeze in a couple more calls then.
All right, let's go to Courtney in Los Angeles. Go ahead.
Hi, I heard that you're working with Jesse Ignatovich on the tour. Is that true? And if
He's
so,
right here.
Jesse, come here.
Hi, Jesse. This is Courtney
Say
from
hi.
Los Angeles.
Jesse, it's Courtney from Los Angeles.
Courtney from Los Angeles calling about Jesse. Jesse is our, he's doing like our video documentary thingy.
Is there something we need to know about here?
Well, I think she got the test back is why she's calling. We didn't really want to do that on the air, though, Darcy.
No, I was just curious if you are actually going to be doing a documentary on film that we can go see in the theaters, or is this going to be something on TV, or...
Good question.
We do want to release a kind of, a day in the life of Adore kind of thing. So we're filming a lot of stuff. In fact, he's filming right now. So you can see later my shocked expression.
All right, thank you, Courtney.
Thank you guys very much.
Appreciate the call. Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Samira in Tarzana.
Yeah.
Hi, go ahead. You're on with the Smashing Pumpkins in Tokyo.
I just wanted to know if because they've made a lot of songs, you've made a lot of songs about like being perfect, and it was based around being perfect. And I wonder if there's any like sentimental value or any sort of reason why there was like perfect.
I hope you understood that one, Billy. I did not.
I believe it's because I'm so imperfect that I don't know. That's so heady.
No answer?
See, you gotta love it though. I mean, it's like they're really specific.
Yes, they are very specific questions. Let's squeeze in one more. This is Josh in Ukaipa.
Oh, hello, Billy. Billy.
Hey,
Um,
dude.
Go ahead, dude.
Go ahead.
What I heard like a year ago, is that you might be doing an MTV Unplugged, and I think your acoustic stuff sounds just so amazing. And I think that would be awesome. Is that true?
Well, I don't know.
It was during Melancholy.
Any interest? Would that be cool for you guys or no?
We wanted to really do one like 4 years ago, and then we got pushed aside for Page and Plan or something, and then when they asked us, we were busy, and then when we wanted to do it, they were busy, and it just never seemed to work out. And now it seemed such a cliche with people, like, somebody like their career's not going well, so they do the Unplugged. It just seems to have too much attached to it right now.
Well, that's totally fine. You already do too much already, so do so much good work. But
All right, Josh, thank you for the call. Hey, you guys have, again, been out of the country for a while. The X-Files movie is out now. I
didn't see that.
I had heard that...
Gillian Anderson.
Oh, did you? I had heard that you guys were big fans of the show.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
really like it a lot.
Did you...
want to hear my Gillian Anderson story?
Oh, do you have a story? Sure, we'd love to.
I swear to God, this really happened. I was sitting between Johnny Depp and Gillian Anderson, and this really ugly woman, like out of her mind on Quaaludes or something, dropped her drink, spilled it all over Johnny, and she said, "I hope I'm not bothering you." And Johnny went, "Well, actually, you are." And she goes, "Well, I think you're a terrible actor." So, and Johnny freaked out, and Gillian disappeared. That was my story. That's my brush.
That's good. That's good. That's a good story.
Do you want us to spoil the movie for you and tell you what happened?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No. We will personally seek you out and kill you.
I heard, and this is the last, if you will, internet rumor that I'll ask, but I heard that some of you guys, anyway, had visited the X-Files set, and that Dave Duchovny gave you his watch, Billy. Is that a true story?
That is a true story.
That is a true story. Okay, once in a while they turn out to be true.
How about that?
The movie is great.
But he gave me a little more than his watch, if you know.
Is that right?
That's what I'm talking about. No, the movie will be worth waiting for when you guys get back. It really is terrific. So we'll look for that. All right, we got another song from the Pumpkins here. You guys have a surprise for us, you say?
Now this is we're saying goodbye now.
Yes.
Sayonara.
Sayonara from Japan, right.
And thank you again for taking the time this morning.
Thank you for having us, and hope to see everyone soon.
Always a pleasure. James, Darcy, thank you to you too.
Thank you.
Word.
I want you to
Smashing Pumpkins live from